Somebody say, thy kingdom come. Last week I taught you about the dream. We started talking about decision, and we talked about decree, and then we talked about develop, and now we're talking about dreams. And so last week I introduced dreams to you, and we gave you an acronym. Do everybody remember the acronym? The D was for design. The R was reason. E was encouragement. The A was aspiration, and M was make it happen. Dreamers don't just stay asleep. They make it happen, right? We talked about what do people look like when they don't have a dream. They become prisoners to their emotion. Whatever they feel dictates how their day goes. We talked about they become hopeless wanderers. No real direction in their life, just kind of whatever life blows their way, that's how they go. And then we talked about they become helpless victims. There are people who have no control over their own life but feel like everybody else is making their life what it is today. And so we talked about the enemy sequestering and what he uses to take our dreams. He uses the lust of our eyes, the lust of our flesh, and the pride of life. And that's what he uses. And then we talked about how he wants to bring division. This was last week talking about, and we talked about in order for us to move forward with our dream, we would have to learn to roar. Somebody say roar. We talked about learning what it was to rule, and we learned in Scripture what God taught us in Romans chapter 6. And then we learned to bring order according to Acts chapter 14. And if you don't have these notes, they're online and available to you. Then we talked about establishing authority in Luke chapter 10 and verse 18. And then we talked about reigning according to 1 Corinthians and 2 Timothy. And so that was yesterday's message, or last week's message. And I hope that most of you today are learning or wanting to dream. Anybody get their dream back? Anybody? All two of us got their dream back? Well, you know, like anybody else, the enemy doesn't want you to have your dream back. And when you get your dream back, there's something else I want to teach you, and that's going to be the nexus of our talk today. I want to teach you to fight for your dream. I want to talk to you today about fighting for your dream. Somebody say fight. Last week's verse, and I'll quote it again this morning, is Psalms 121 verse 1. Shall I look to the mountains, God, for help? No, my help is from Jehovah, who made the mountains and the heavens too. So we're lifting our eyes not just to the mountains, but above the mountains. From when comes our help? Our help comes from the Lord. Look at somebody, say, help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. So I want to talk today about fighting for your dreams. So let's understand this about dreams. Dreams never happen in the light. I'll say that one more time. Dreams never happen in the light. You get dreams at dark times. When you are asleep and your eyes are closed, that's when the impossibility begins to happen to you. You get a glimpse of what happens when things are dark. So I want to say this to you. Don't despise dark seasons in your life. Don't look at the dark times or the troubled times in your life going, oh me, oh my, why am I here? No, no, no. These are the moments when you begin to dream. And if that seems coincidental to you, read Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2. And the Bible says when God created, first it was dark, then it was light, and that was day 1. First the darkness, then the light, and that was day 2. First the darkness, then the light, and that was day 3. Pastor Eli, what are you saying? If you're going to progress in your dreams, you can't be afraid of the dark. You can't be afraid of the challenge. You can't be afraid of looking at the obstacle. You can't be afraid of the things that are before you. Well, Pastor, it seems like the only time I can ever have relief is when I'm asleep. God wanted you to know that when you are asleep, it's the first time. Oh, man, I'm going to calm down here. When you're asleep, that's when God can come in and begin to show you what he has for you because you have no control over what's happening. When you're asleep, when it starts, how many of you purposely go into dark trials in your life? Man, my life is going so good right now, I think I'm going to just jack some stuff up. Nobody does that, right? Nobody does that. That happens to us when we make this, or that happens to us, and here's what God is saying. You could choose. Now, how many of you have ever been in a line that's going too slow and dreamt about somebody just popping off at you? I'm the only one. Before I get to the front of McDonald's, I have beat up 3 people, knocked somebody out. Come on, somebody. If this guy does this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, blah, 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 blah. And here's what God says. I need you to go into the dark times quiet without complaining, because it's in that dark time that I'm going to begin to lay out for you what I have instilled for you, what I have planned for you. So don't take the dark times in your life to complain. Don't take the sad times in your life to complain. What the enemy wants you to do is he wants you to see that dark time, and he wants you to begin to surrender your dream. He wants you to begin to surrender what God put in you. So point number one today, dreams happen in the dark. Don't surrender. Don't surrender when you can't see. Dream. Hold on to that dream. Look at someone, say, hold on to the dream. You got to hold on to the dream. Don't look at those times. Like for me, sleeping is something that doesn't happen regularly for me. I don't get regular sleep like everybody else. It's just not the way I'm driven. So when I'm asleep and I'm dreaming, I don't want anybody to wake me up. You ever get woke up in the middle of a good dream? I want to hit somebody, huh? I only hit my wife once and I was still asleep, I promise. No, I didn't hit her one time. Okay, so hold on to those moments when it seems like you're all alone. Dream. Hold on to those moments when it seems like everybody has left you. Dream. Dream. Somebody say dream. I'm going to leave you with this thought about darkness. What if that dark moment in your life was nothing more than God trying to get you to slow down so you wouldn't surrender your dream? Slow down. Don't rush the dark. That sun's going to come up. And with the rising of the sun comes a whole new challenge. Pastor Eli, what are you talking about? See, God didn't call you just to dream in the dark. You got to learn to dream with your eyes wide open. Pastor Eli, what do you mean? Oh, that brings a whole different set of circumstances. How many of you have ever dreamed? I'm just going to tell you, don't get mad at me. How many of you have ever dreamed of a skinnier you? I got it. Come on, man. A skinnier me, healthy. I eat vegetables. Come on, it's a healthy me. I see myself a whole, but everybody say eyes wide open. When do your eyes open in the dream? When you drive by the taco shop. And you have to hold on to your dream with your eyes wide open. When it's 5 o'clock and it's time to go to the gym. Pastor Eli, what are you talking about? I'm trying to be really lighthearted about something you and I need to learn a lot, to do a lot better if we're going to survive this. You got to learn to fight for your dream when your eyes are open. Pastor Eli, what do you mean? What I'm saying to you is there's going to be opposition to your dream. There's going to be opposition to what you believe. And it's not going to happen with your eyes closed. It's going to happen when your eyes are wide open. What are you talking about? Some of you right now got a negative report from the doctor. You got a negative report from the doctor, but your dream was to live long and accomplish some great things. And here's what I'm going to say to you. Don't raise the white flag because you got a doctor's report that's negative. With your eyes wide open, don't surrender your dream. Some of you, when you dream, you're going to get a divorce paper in the mail, and it wasn't what you planned. Who planned to get a divorce? Who planned for that separation in your life? And I want to say something to you. If you've been believing God for a healthy marriage and you've been believing God for a strong family, don't let the mountain that stands in front of you cause you to lose sight of your dreams. Don't surrender to the mountain. This is the challenge we're facing today. Surrendering our dreams. Don't surrender your dreams. You got to fight for that dream. Man, finding the right person to marry is difficult. Oh, y'all know that should have been like extended, like 17 A's. Amen. Difficult. Then you find the person, staying married is difficult. What I'm saying to you is, with your eyes wide open, don't you raise that white flag because you may have had a divorce. Pastor, you don't understand. I had to file bankruptcy. What? You got a negative report? You had to file bankruptcy? Your credit score is below 500. Listen to me. Don't give up on your dream of owning a business because you're facing a mountain of bad decisions. This is not the moment to surrender. This is the moment to get up on your dream and say, God, you gave me a design. You gave me a reason. I'm going to get encouragement. I'm going to get aspiration. And dreams don't come to sleepers. Dreams come to fighters. Got to fight for your dream. Every moment that we took another step in this building was another opposition. No, you don't have enough money. Okay, we'll try to raise it. No, the city won't let you go in. Let's go talk to the city. No, the laborers aren't going to let's go talk to the neighbors. Every moment there was a reason to give up on this building. And I'm not here today because I'm smart. We're not here today because we're intelligent. We're not here today because we're the best people. We're here today because when it felt like raising the white flag, we refused to surrender on a dream that God gave us. Don't give up on your business. Don't give up on your family. Don't you raise that white flag when God called you to be above and not beneath, the head and not the tail. We are winners and conquerors. God didn't call you to lose. This is the time to fight for your dream. Fight for it. Fight for it. Lesser people. And by lesser, I mean people with more challenges. People you would never think would ever get anywhere in life, have accomplished great things because instead of complaining about their circumstances, they put down the white flag of surrender and they picked up the dream that God gave them in the dark night of life when nobody else saw and nobody else cared. Even you can face negative reports when your dream came to you in dark times in a relationship with God. Dreams are given in the dark, but they're forged in the light with your eyes wide open. Don't let go of what you saw when your eyes were closed, now that you're living with your eyes open. Fight for your dream is my first thought. Here's the second thought I'm going to give you. Guard your dream. Guard your dream. Pastor Eli, what do you mean guard your dream? Some people like you, but not everybody likes your future. Can I share that with you? Some people like you, but not everybody likes your dream. Matter of fact, your dream is intimidating to some people. Not everybody likes your dream. So I'm going to give you three kind of people you got to watch out for. Ready? Here's the first kind of person you got to watch. Somebody say comrades. Comrades are what are for you for what you're against. A comrade wants to be with you because you have a mutual enemy. Some of you got friends like that. You have nothing in common, but you hate the same people. Hey, why do you like Jericho? I don't know, but he hates that person and I hate him too, so we must be like. Just think about it. I promise you, if you take a moment and think about, there are people you're in association that have nothing to do with your dream or your future, but who you dislike. And the danger is when you share your dreams with people like that and you start building relationships with people like that, they're going to walk away and you're going to feel brokenhearted. And you go, why did this person leave my life? Maybe my dream's not good enough. No. Those people were only with you as comrades. They just, like, how many of you want a good comrade when you're in the battle? I don't care if you like me, can you shoot a gun? Come on, man. Are you tracking with me? If I'm in a foxhole with you, I don't want you to be, Pastor Eli, we love you. You're so awesome. We love the way. Pick up a gun. Right? Comrades. But comrades don't watch your dream. They just watch your back. Okay? Here's the second kind of person. The second kind of person you got to watch are constituents. Somebody say constituents. Constituents believe in your cause, but they don't believe in your dream. They believe in your cause, but they don't believe in your dream. Oh, we're going to go do this for the community. Awesome, but what about destiny and what about our dream to build a church? No, we're not about that. We like because you like the city, we want to come help the city. Now, the truth is there's nothing wrong with people like that. But MacGyver, if you share your dreams with people like that, as soon as the opportunity comes for you to progress, They're going to abandon you, and you're going to feel like, what did I do wrong? Boy, I'm giving you stuff, Bernie, that I had no idea why so many people would leave me, and I would feel so bad. And I didn't understand that some people were just with me because they were comrades. They hated the devil, and so they wanted the church to go. But they didn't love the dream. They just hated the devil. And then there were people who wanted a church to be at, and they were just there, so they wanted to come to be a church, but they didn't care about the dream. They don't care about life groups. They weren't engaged in life groups. They didn't want to move the dream forward. Our dream isn't just to be another church where you can come on Sunday. We want to be a church from Monday through Saturday where you can find somebody to love and find somebody to be in relationship with. That's our dream. That's our vision. But some people just want to check a box, and that's okay. You can come on Sunday and check the box, but I can't trust my dream to you. That's why it's so important you marry the right person. Because you can't marry a comrade. Tracking with me? Be careful you're in business with the right person. You can't be in business with a constituent. All right? So I'm telling you those two people. Are you ready for the third one? Here's the third person you need to look for. This is the third person. The first one was comrades. Guard your dream, right? You got to make sure you know your comrades. You got to make sure you know your constituents. And here's the third one. You got to find you some confidence. Some confidence. Confidant. I'm trying to get the accent right so all of us could be there. A confidant. Somebody say confidant. You know what a confidant is? A confidant is somebody who's gone before you and cares so much about you, they'll help you get there. That person cares about your dreams. Pastor Eli, show me who? I'll show you. Remember a guy by the name of David? David was raising sheep. You know what happens when you're a shepherd? You know what gets between your toes? But David had anointing. He was anointed to be king. He had a dream to be king. You follow what I'm saying? So he had a bunch of comrades when he killed Goliath. Bunch of guys who wanted to go kill more people. And he got a bunch of constituents. You're our hero, David. We'll stay right by you. But he didn't have a confidant. Somebody that could help him transition from shepherd boy to king until he meets a guy by the name of Jonathan. Jonathan becomes a confidant to David and his dream. And this young man, through relationships, I'm going to say relationship. Through relationship, you got to guard your dream. Find somebody who cares about you. Find somebody who is where you want to be, and that person will take time and share with you. And I want to tell you that this is available everywhere. It's not. Listen, if you can't tell, I'm a pastor. I just want to make sure you're out there. I'm a pastor. I preach the gospel. And here's the truth, Bernie. Most pastors, especially in the youth of my ministry, guarded their ministry like this. They wouldn't share anything with you because it was all fearful. They were all trying to protect their congregation. And if you preached their stuff or if you preached a good message, and they would take your message. And so if you were a young pastor, you had to be out there figuring it out. There was very few confidants. So I would share my dreams with people who were comrades. They hated people from the other church. Imagine that went on. I know you think that doesn't happen in church, but I don't let people in our church talk bad about other churches. You won't do that around me. You follow what I'm saying? You won't do that around me. And so nobody was willing to cross over and say, Eli, look, here's where I'm at. Let me help you out. So I searched. I flew around the country. I did whatever I could till I found somebody who not only cared about my cause, who not only cared about my enemy, but who cared about my dream. And that person has been giving me tidbits one day after another. And if you want to succeed in your level of industry, if you want to succeed in your level of ministry, you need to find you a confidant. You need to find somebody who's already been there but loves you and your dream. Why you always hang around Bernie? Because Bernie speaks to my dream. Why you always hang around that person? Because that person speaks to my dream. Some of you need to hang around other people. You've been hanging around Lencho and them, Joni and them, Susie and them, and all they do is talk about your past. I don't know why I'm in the same boat I'm in. Who's your confidant? Who's that person that's propelling your dream? Who's that person that tells you to get up earlier, to read another book, to propel you and push you? You should be in a life group, because that life group leader can become a confidant to you. Some of you should be leading a life group. Man, life feels so empty. I don't feel like I have purpose. I don't feel like I have meaning. Oh, can I help you out? There is no meaning if you're just living for yourself. If you're not helping somebody come out of the field, oh my gosh. If you're not helping there are priests, there are kings all around you that are stuck and smelly like sheep because they've been in a field. But it takes somebody with a confidant attitude to be able to find people who are broke but anointed, people who are struggling but anointed, people who are broken but they have a dream. And if you and I will take time to look for those people, we can be dream releasers, we can be empowerers, we can be the church that God made us to be, to change our community. I gotta hurry up. If you're gonna have a dream come true, you gotta run a pace. Somebody say with pace. Sprinters don't make it in the race of dreams. You're never gonna live a dream out in a matter of moments. It takes time. You gotta set a pace. I'm gonna give you 4 things today, and this is my conclusion. 4 things that you gotta learn about time for your dream. Are you ready? Anybody here like to work out? All 3 of us? I like to watch people work out. It makes me feel like I did something. The YouTube and I said, yeah. I'm like, come on, girl, you need to work out, baby. Go, go. She's like, you won't get on this treadmill? Tomorrow. Listen, and I use these things because they're familiar to us, so just capture the idea with me. If you went on Monday morning and you worked out from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and you never touched the gym for the whole week, what would that benefit you? You'd be worthless all week long. Hey, can I have that pencil? Yeah. There you go. Right? And so a lot of us, we see life that way. You don't read your Bible all month long and then you try to read 10 books at a time. I didn't get nothing out of that. That's not how you do life, right? Okay, let's talk about relationship. You avoid your wife all month long and then you take her out on one weekend and you think it's like, that's enough, right? Ladies, y'all missed a good place to go. Right? Same thing with you ladies. You avoid your husband all week long, and you're talking about the one night you made yourself available. Remember when I got dressed up and I did? Remember? Remember? Listen. You can't work on your dream one day for 12 hours and think that your dream is going to come to pass when you just did it one day for 12 hours. That doesn't work that way. So the first thing is you got to learn the power of increments. It is better to work out. I got a coach in here. He'll tell you it is better to work out 30 minutes a day or 4 days a week than to work out 6 hours one day. Sprints don't make dreams come true. That makes sense? So that's number 1. Make sure you value small investments of time. Number 2, understand that there are rarely immediate consequences to avoiding to spend time in the right places. Understand that there are rarely immediate consequences. How many of you think if you work out 12 hours in that day, your biceps are going to go from 10 inches to 22? You may feel like you're 22 inches, but nothing changed. All right, well, let's flip that. Somebody say flip it. Let's flip that. How many of you worked out for a long time and then had that meal you weren't supposed to have? I'm the only one, huh? I ate that meal walking away feeling like, see, tortillas don't stick to me anymore. Look at me. I ate 4 tortillas and I feel good. What changes if you've eaten healthy for 6 weeks and then you have one day where you eat bad? What changes? Nothing. So then also, watch this. So when your dream, when you instead of working on your dream, instead of doing the book work, instead of doing the research, instead of doing the exercise, instead of pushing forward, you decide, well, I'm not going to do that today. And guess what happens negatively? Nothing. Nothing. Well, we skipped date night this month, but nothing happened. She still loves me. We skipped date night this night. Nothing. He still cares about me. There seems to be no quick reaction to negative neglection. But I promise you, when you take on negative neglection, it soon becomes a habit. And 3 days of meals like that becomes 7 days, becomes all the way back to normal. And then before you know it, you're going to go, look, I was asleep. Somebody got up and ate with my body. I don't know how this happened. You're going to be in a room with a lawyer discussing bankruptcy because the business you were given, you didn't take care of. That makes sense? The opportunity you were given, you didn't take care of. It's the little time management. Somebody say, watch it. Watch it. And that was actually number 3. If you don't pay attention, number 3, it has an accumulative effect. A cumulative effect. So if you don't take it, here's number 4. Here's the last thing. Come on, Jay, you can come and help me out today. Man, I hope you fight for your dream. Hope you fight for your dream. Here's the 4th thing about time I want to tell you about your dream. There will always be little urgent things trying to get you off of what you need to do. There's always going to be somebody calling you. There's always going to be something that happens, something that somebody needs. And if you don't stay on your dream, those little non-important but urgent moments will rob you of your progress. They'll steal it from you. I tell my wife, I have so much that I manage at the church. Like everybody else, we have bills and plans and dreams at home. And when I come home to my wife after a 10 or 12-hour day, and she wants to talk about 2.5, 3 hours about some life group leader, some other person, some other dilemma, I'll look at her and I say, honey, look, when I come home, I need this to be my sanctuary. So call me tomorrow and let's talk about Maria being rebellious. But today, I want to talk about you and those beautiful green eyes and my 3 amazing children. And my wife has created for us a sanctuary when I come home. Because is what people go through important? Yes. But so is the fact that I got this dream, Bernie, and I'm not letting go of it. I'm not putting the surrender flag up to it. One day, Iris, when we're about 89 years old, we're going to be on a porch rocking. And she's going to reach for her teeth. But before she got up, I will have switched her teeth with mine. Eli, what are you saying? I want to get old with her. And as much as you are important to me, this is my dream, not you. Come on, you better hear what I'm saying to you. Pastor, but the church pays your salary. Yes, you do, but I can always get another job. This is the girl I want to spend my life with. Am I helping you out? You want to be a business? You want to start a business? Well, when everybody calls you to go drinking on a Thursday night, when the boys call you to go out and play poker and drink, but you have business that you haven't settled, paperwork that needs to get filed, orders that need to be established, you can't come back and go, I wonder why it didn't happen. Make sense? I try to get my kids everything that they need. But here's what I tell them. When I say no to you, it's not that I don't have it. It's that it has another plan. Because the first thing I don't want to be to my kids is a burden. So sometimes you have to wear the same shoes 2 seasons. But I won't be a burden to you. I can't let that urgent get in the way with the dream. Manage your time and fight for your dream. When you get old and you're 85 and somebody switches your teeth out, You can't complain about the rocking chair you're sitting in because you made it happen. Make sense? What are you believing for? What are you believing for? Fight for your dream. Don't give up on it. Don't put it down. Don't let the mountains confuse you and the challenges discourage you. You want to be an educator? Get that dream. You want to write songs? Fight for that dream. You want to run companies? Fight for that dream. You want to be part of the great move of God that escorts in the coming of his son? I was telling Robert, no, I think I was telling Lee last night when we were leaving, ministry isn't for lighthearted people. You got to be able to fight if you want to serve God. You know what I'm saying?